I think
Yeah, exactly.
Did the gym pick you, or did you pick the gym? Because you seems like you're a perfect fit for like Stipe and that gym, because all these like nice humble dudes that are trained killers, obviously. But did you become humbled with the gym, or did they kind of know like, oh, this guy's like he perfectly fits with us, you know?
Yeah, no, I always came like I found the gym, and like it just so happened to, like I just so happened to live like 5 minutes from Strong Style, so
That's
I
crazy.
was super blessed. Like it almost fell into my lap. I'm like it was meant to be. And there are a few gyms around my area, but that was like I googled MMA, saw Strong Style, and I was like, dude, like I'm gonna go to Strong Style.
When
And
was
I
this?
knew
How long ago was this?
it was like 9 years ago. I was 16 years old when I first found like Strong Style. No, I'm 25 now. Like, so yeah, dude, like I found them, and I'm like, and I would train, I would take the classes, and I just loved doing it. And I actually talked to like a buddy of mine, and I'm like, would you ever like take an MMA fight? Like when I started like getting into it, like I'm like, would you ever do this? Like, and my buddy's like, nah.
Yeah.
Like I would never do that. Like, dude, what if you lose?
It's a different kind of. You gotta be a different kind of person.
Yeah. Like, what if you lose, dude? Like, what are you gonna do then? Like, people see you lose. Like, that's embarrassing. I'm like,
that's so weird.
There's
no way.
Come on. I'm like, oh, like I was like, yeah, I guess you're right, whatever. And then afterward, I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go within training there. You see, like the fighters, like the fighter, like it's like almost like it's exclusive, bro. Like the fight teams practices are exclusive, and you do the classes like in the same like kind of vicinity, and you're always like seeing these dudes come out of the locker room like geared up. And like as a young kid, I was like seeing like not just Stipe, but like pros, like just up and coming pros, like geared up, coming out the locker room. Like it's all love. They're like, it's like a brotherhood. Like they got brothers, sisters, like coaches. Everybody's laughing, and I'm like, damn, I want that.
That's huge motivation. Yeah, right.
I want to be part of that. And I like, fortunately, like I had a coach, Vadim Ivanov. He was like my like Muay Thai instructor. Like he'd teach me kickboxing. He's amazing, dude. To this day, he like great friend of mine, and still gives me like tips and motivation and whatnot. Beautiful. And he actually got me linked in with the team, and I started training with them, picked up fights, and then it just like it's just a habit. Now it's just a habit. I can't stop,
Right. Do you ever does it ever feel like surreal? Does it feel like how the
hell did I get
here? How did I
Dude, that's every time I step into the cage, that's my thought. I'm like, dude, I walk in, like Bruce Buffer's like in this corner fighting, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like my first fight, I'm like, he's like fighting out of the red corner. I'm like standing at like 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 205.
Damn.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here, dude? Like I'll lock in, and I'm like, and he's like, fighter, are you ready? And I'm like, I can't believe it.
I can't say no. I'm in. Let's go.
And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm ready. Like, but like you get like, I think it's funny, dude. I go into it, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? Like this dude across from me is like walking back and forth. He's like mugging me. He's like doing the Mike Tyson. All the fighters know like the Mike Tyson rule, where it's like you don't take your eyes off your guy. You know what I'm saying? Like after like my first fight, I went in like never stopped looking at the dude. And then like going into my fights, I like kind of realized that it ain't my thing. Like I kind of I'm like in my own head, like just chill out, So like, but all the fighters got that thing. They just like mean mug you. And I'm looking, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like you got that question, but I love doing it.
Sure.
And like it's a surreal thing where you're like locked in a cage, like, and I can't like explain the feeling. Like that's like something you gotta like, it's hard to experience yourself, but like if you ever do experience, it's like I'm like blessed to feel it. It's like my brother made a good point. It's like the only time like you're never really like clear-minded as you are when you're in like the cage.
Really?
Because like I'm always like thinking about something. If like right now, like I'm thinking about like, oh, training tomorrow, or like when I'm training, when I'm training, like I have no worries, So like when you're in the cage and you got this dude in front of you, like that's all you're
clarity,
thinking. Like,
just clarity.
Yeah, and 100%. It's like it's a weird piece, Like, and people are like, well, Jesus, like this is insane, but like when you're in there, it's like you ain't thinking about anything except for like what's on your plate at that very moment. And like that's a
primal.
weird
it's
like
primal, right? It's
yeah.
the most primal thing you could do, realistically.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. And like it's a crazy thing.